Welcome back to our video lecture series on control system. So today we are discussing on about block diagram reduction techniques. So actually we know that in any control system, if we are model that system, we may be having a number of blocks. Each blocks may be representing its process what the input is how the input is transformed to output. So G of S is generally the representation of Laplace domain representation of forward path gain. It may be an equation, mathematical equation obtained by the analysis of the various process done by it. We already done how we can model a mechanical system to a LTI system to a mathematical model that we have done earlier. So now you know that anyhow after modeling you will get a transfer function which may have forward path gains. Also if it is a closed loop transfer model, then it may have feedback paths. So all these paths are obtained by modeling the actual physical system into a mathematical model. So in that it may have number of forward paths like we have already done in Mason's gain formula. In the block diagram representation, it may have a number of forward paths, number of backward paths. All those things are also possible. So before getting the final block diagram, which is easily convertible to G of S, C of S by R of S, or that output by input, it may not be that simple, like only one forward path, and if it is having only one forward path G of S and one backward path or feedback path H of S, we can simply say the transfer function is G of S by 1 plus G of S H of S. In case it is negative feedback or positive feedback. If it is negative feedback, the equation will be G of S by 1 plus G of S H of S. Okay. Now, in many cases, it will not be that much simple as that. So the block diagram will be maybe a complicated thing which may be having a number of forward paths, number of backward paths, etc. For making it so simple, we have to reduce the block diagram by step approach, and finally we have to bring it in a common format where we can easily obtain C of S by R of S is equal to G of S by 1 plus G of S H of S. So it is the task. For doing this analysis, for converting the complicated form of block diagram to a simple form of block diagram, we are using a number of techniques, and these techniques are generally known as block diagram reduction techniques. So today we are briefly dealing about block diagram dealing techniques, and we are solving a simple problem used block diagram reduction techniques. Actually there are number of problem in textbooks you can refer or you can do if you are interested, because anyhow all these problems are mainly containing some common techniques, and by adopting the technique which is suitable for the particular problem, we can solve any problem. So the thing is that while seeing a complicated block diagram, we have to identify which technique I have to apply first and which is the second one. If you want to get that skill, you have to do some more problems. Anyhow, in this class today we are discussing the general techniques and a simple problem. Okay, we can go to the slide 1. So this is the block diagram reduction techniques. The first technique is cascading the blocks. What do you mean by cascading? Cascading means one after another. It is a series connection. So if we are having two blocks like this, as we are shown in the figure, G1 and G2, these two blocks are connected in series. If I am giving an input here, if I am giving an input R of S here, the output of first block will be input into G1, because G1 is some process. It may be differentiation, integration, somewhat mathematical thing it may be doing. So output is, if input is R of S, output is, or R, simply R, because if we are expressing in Laplace domain, we have to take g of s, r of s, etc. Otherwise, we can simply take g1, g2, r1, r2, etc. So, if input is r, the output of first stage is g1 into r. Okay? So, this output or input to second stage is g1 into r. And after this input is fed to next block g2, then its output will become g2 into its input. What is its input? Its input is g1 into r. So, the net output will be g1 g2 into r. So, if r is the input, what is the need of placing these two blocks separately? Can we mix it together? Yeah, of course. If you are mixing it together, then you can say if input is r1, what was the actual output we needed? We already obtained that is r1 into g1 g2. So, we can simply mix these two blocks as shown in figure, and the resultant block diagram should have a product of these two individual gain g1 into g2. So, if I am giving an input r1 here, what is the output? Output is r1 into g1 g2. So, the same output we actually obtained in the last case also. So, we can say instead of placing two blocks in cascade, we can just mix these two blocks, and the resultant block is the product of two individual gains g1 and g2. So, I hope the first cascading the blocks, that is the first technique, is clear for everyone. Now, we are moving to the second technique, shifting the takeoff point after the block. Shifting the takeoff point after the block. Okay. So, here you can see in the first figure, what is takeoff point? This is a takeoff point because the input r is actually going to the block G, and in between this passage we are taking a separate branch to take r towards outside. So, what is the r? R is the input, that is we already got in some branch as an output. So, we can say this is a takeoff point. That takeoff point takes r towards the output side. Now, in this first figure you are having two output. One is C, that is nothing but r into G, and the other one is nothing but r itself. But what is your task? If you want to move the takeoff point to a point which is just after the G block. So, now the takeoff point is connected here. You want to move it to here. So, you are going to shift the takeoff point after the block. So, you can see in the next figure, you have did the task and you have transferred the takeoff point to a point which is just after the block. But what is the difference? Will you get r again? Actually, you have to get r again. How you will get r again? For getting r again, you have to do some manipulations. Otherwise, it will not be r, because earlier r was not this takeaway path or takeoff path was not connected to G. So, it was purely r. But now, this takeoff point is also connected to G. Now, the output coming from this takeoff path is nothing but r into G. It is r into G. But actually what you want to get pure r. But the actual value you obtain at the takeoff point is not r, it is r into G. So, r into G should be converted to r. R into G should be converted to r. What you have to do to convert G into r? You have to divide it by G. So, nothing but we have to do a simple thing. If you want to shift a takeaway point after to a block, then you should divide the path with the gain of that block. Whatever block you want to assume as a reference for shifting, you have to divide with the value of that block gain. So, you can see in the figure, you are adding an additional block and its value is 1 by G. its value is 1 by g. Now you can see the r value is just the same as the previous case. Here also r value, here also you are getting r here, and here also the value will be r, because r into g is divided by g, then it will become r. So this is the second technique. Now shifting the takeoff point before the block. It is just the opposite case of last one. In last case you was shifting the takeoff point after the block. Now you are shifting the takeoff point before the block. So in the initial figure, you can see here you are having two output. First output is C, that is R into G, and that C is taken to another branch using a takeaway point or takeoff point. So you have to get C here, and you need to transfer this takeaway point to here. What I have said, you need to transfer this takeoff point to here. So you have to shift the takeoff point to a point before the block. So what happened? Now your C is nothing but R into G. Now your C is nothing but R into G. But you are shifting to here means your C will not be R into G. Your C will be, you can see here. You can see in the next figure. Okay. Now your C is just R. Your C is just R, because you are shifting the point to a point just before the block. So this path is not connected to the block, but you have to get C as R into G. What you have to do? You have to add a block G here. Now your C is R into G. So if you want to shift your takeoff point before the block, then you have to multiply with the block's gain. Just reverse of the last case. In last case you are dividing with the block gain, but here you have to multiply with the block gain. I hope it is very clear. Now we are going to the fourth point. Shifting the summing point before the block. Shifting the summing point before the block. What is summing point? Summing points are normally represented by a summer like this. It will be a 4-dimensional block. It will have the capacity to connect 4 terminals to it. It may be input or output terminals. So we can see here R is the input and it is multiplied with a gain block G, and this RG is summed with F, plus or minus, because I have marked here plus or minus. What do you mean? It may be plus or minus, whatever. Anyhow, the C will be nothing but R into G plus or minus F. If you want to assign plus, it will be RG plus F. If you want to select minus, it will be RG minus F. Anyhow, the task is you want to shift the summer block to a point just before the gain block or the G block. Okay, now in the second figure you have did the task. You have shifted the summer block here. Anyhow, if you are directly shifting the summer block, what happened? Your output should be equal to RG plus or minus F. Okay, but actually this F is now going to passing through this G. Okay, so you have to avoid the effect of G in F. Ideally, now you don't know about this block. I am coming to the implementation of this block. If you are not placing this block, if you are directly connecting F to the summer, what happened? The output will be R plus F into G. R plus F into G, that is nothing but RG plus FG. But actual desired output is RG plus F. So you have to avoid the effect of G from F. So you have to place a 1 by G block here. Now you can see what is the output. R into G plus f into 1 by g into g. So that will be, the final answer will be Rg into f. Or you can simply analyze like this also. Here input is R plus or minus f by g. R plus or minus f by g into g. That will be equal to Rg plus or minus f by g into g. That is nothing but Rg plus f. So the value is same in both cases. So this is the case. If you want to shift a summing block before the gain block, you have to add a block to divide that gain value from the summing signal. Next, the opposite case, shifting the summing point after the block. If you can see that there is R and F, both are given to a summer, and after the summing block you are placing G. So what is the output C? C is nothing but R plus F. I am assuming plus or minus is there. I am just assuming plus now. So R plus F into G. R plus F into G, or R plus or minus F into G. That is nothing but Rg plus or minus Fg. Rg plus or minus Fg. That is the output you want to obtain. But you are going to shift the summer block. You are going to shift the summer block to here. You are going to shift the summer block to a point just after the block G. Now, you will not get effect of G in F because you are shifting summer block towards outside. R will be there because you can see here R is always passed through G to the summer. But if you are directly giving F, what happened? The output will be Rg plus F. But what is the actual output you want to get? Rg plus Fg. So you have to add a G here also. Now you can see the output C is equal to Rg plus or minus Fg. So simply, if you want to shift the summer block after a particular G block, then you have to multiply the summing signal F with the G. Is it clear? Okay, this is I advise you to don't to learn these things by heart. You have to analyze only. This is just logic things. You want to shift a block and you have to ensure that the output is just equal to the value just before shifting. Before shifting and after shifting, the C value or output value should be same. That is the case. You have to ensure that. You have to do some simple techniques to ensure that output is same before and after the shifting. That is the case. Okay, in this you have to rewrite combining feed forward path, not feedback path. This is my mistake. What is mean by feed forward path? Feed forward path is just a parallel path to this is a forward path and this is a feed forward path because it is just parallel to the main forward path R into G1. Backward path is nothing but it is going in opposite direction, but this is not from output to input. All the feed forward paths are from input to output. So you can just write combining parallel blocks or combining feed forward paths. Please rewrite feed forward paths. Okay. So here G and G1 and G2, these two are two forward paths and both these are given to a summer block with plus polarity. So input is R into G1 plus R into G2. R into, you can see here, R into G1 plus R into G2, that is the output. So C is R into G1 plus R into G2. So for simplifying that we can say R into G1 plus G2. So you can replace the parallel drawing with a single block with a value G1 plus G2. So C is equal to R into G1 plus G2. C is equal to R G1 plus R G2. both the output answers are same. C is same in both the case. So what you have done, you have replaced the parallel connection with a summing effect. G1 and G2 are parallel paths or feed forward paths. You can replace that with G1 plus G2. Now, the seventh technique, eliminating the feedback loop. This is the different case because as G1 is from input to output, but the H is from output to input. This is the feedback path. The path we discussed in the last case was feed forward path or parallel path, but this is feedback path. And here you can see I have drawn plus or minus with the blue color inside the block, because if you are giving that feedback to plus, it is positive feedback, and if you are giving that feedback to minus, it is negative feedback. In the first class I have told you, not in the first class, I think in the second class, there is two type feedback, that is positive feedback and negative feedback. Generally we are using negative feedback. In negative feedback, the output equation is equal to g of s by 1 plus g of s h of s, or if you are not using s domain, it is simply g by 1 plus g h. So in positive feedback you have to give plus in the summer block and minus in the equation, and in negative feedback you have to give minus in the summer block and plus in the equation. So equation R of s by C of s, or the transfer function of a feedback path is, closed loop feedback path is g by 1 plus g h, or in S domain g of s by 1 plus g of s, g of s h of s in case of negative feedback. So the plus and minus will be just reversed in equation. That is the case. So any feedback path we can simplify by the direct equation. No need to do summing or multiplying. This is the thing we already know. This is the simplification of closed loop system transfer function. R by C is the plan, that is g of s by 1 plus g of s h of s, or g by 1 plus g h. This is the technique for eliminating the feedback loop. Okay. Now all the 7 techniques are completed. This is not just 7 techniques. You can divide this into further 8, 9, 10, etc. In textbooks you can see 11 or 12 techniques, or some other people may having more than 15 techniques. Anyhow, we can also divide these techniques into further numbers, but I am including some essential things, and you can use these things for your problem analysis based on the identification of case. So the case identification is the important thing. While seeing a complicated thing, you should not be confused which I have to apply first. That thing you have to develop by your logic. That can be acquired by constantly doing more and more problems. Now we are going to the problems. Now we can solve a simple problem in this class. If needed, we can have more problems in the upcoming classes. So this is a very simple question in which we have to apply block diagram reduction technique to find C by R. What is C by R? Output by input. So this is input R and output is C. We have to find output by input. So we have to apply block diagram reduction technique. So first of all, we have to see the problem in detail, where the complication lies. That is the first question. In this problem, we can simply say the main complication lies in an area where 2 or more takeaway points are sharing some common area. We can see this is a takeaway point and this is also a takeaway point. In between G1 is there. If you are shifting this point towards this, we can make it somewhat simple. I think you can make sense, because now this is non-reducible in some sense. If you are moving that point towards right or just after the block of G1, you can make some more symbol. So for that, before that you should check what is the output obtaining here. What is the output obtaining here? it is nothing but R is coming through the summer block, and R or somewhat its input, whatever it's in here, we are having a feed forward path. So its input I, whatever it is, we are getting I into G3 here. I into G3 is getting here. So you should ensure that after shifting also you should get I into G3. Okay. So you should ensure, or you should check I into G3 is coming or not at this point. Okay. So I am going to shift it. For shifting it, first I am deleting this branch from here, and I am connecting to the its new position. I think it's very clear. You are connecting it to a new position. Okay, these 2 points are same. These 2 points are same points. Okay, you can make like this. Both are same points. Okay, now please tell me. Now what is the value appearing here? What is the value appearing here? Is it again still I into G3 or something else? No, it's not I into G3, it is I into G1 into G3, because now effect of G1 also comes in this block, because you are shifting the takeaway point to a point just after G1. So G1 is also coming into that. So you have to eliminate the effect of G1. How you can eliminate the effect of G1? You have to add another block. You have to add another block here with its value is, okay, please tell me, its value is 1 by G1. So now it is I into G1 into G3. If you are adding 1 by G1, what happens? Again output is I into G3. So that is the case. So we are applying some modification here. Now you can see in the step 2, you are shifting the takeaway point from a point which was earlier before G1, and now you are shifting it to a point just after G1, and you are dividing the path with 1 by G1, or so you are just multiplying the path with a new block 1 by G1. Okay. Now please tell me, what is the next step? Step 3. What is the step 3? What is the step 3? Step 3 means, okay, in step 3 you can simply eliminate these two blocks. You can simply mix these two blocks. How you can mix these two blocks? They are cascade blocks. Cascade blocks can be multiplied, and a new block can be constituted, that is G3 into 1 by G2, that is the new block, or that is equal to G3 by G2. That is the case. Okay. So this is the third step where I am deleting, okay, where I am deleting these two blocks and replacing with its single equivalent block, and its value is already known to you, that is nothing but, okay, G3 by G2. So this is the new block, and its value is G3 divided by G2. Okay, not G2, I think it's a G1. Yeah. It's G1. The two blocks were G3 and G1 by G1. So the answer is G3 by G1. This is the third step. You are replacing it with a single block and its value is G3 by G1. Now, what is the next step? You can easily say next step will come in this area. We can solve some, or we can reduce some blocks there, because it's just a simple feedback path. How feedback path can be removed? You have to analyze it whether it is a forward path or positive feedback path or negative feedback path. From the figure we can see, as it is connected to negative, it is a negative feedback path. So the equation will be G1 by 1 plus G1H. The solution of the negative feedback system will give G1 by 1 plus G1H. If it is positive feedback system, the answer will be G1 by 1 minus G1H. Okay, anyhow, now we are going to replace it with the new block. So the entire system means this total system is replaced with this new block. So I am going to delete this all, and I am adding a new block, a bigger new block here, and its value is already obtained. Value is G1 by 1 plus G1H. This is the fourth step. You are eliminating one feedback path, which is a negative feedback system. Now, what is the next step? Next step is nothing but you can do some reduction in this area. Which area? In the right area. Here you can do some reduction here. Here you can see two paths are there, and these two paths are getting summed. This path is getting summed here to this input. So what is the these two are parallel paths or forward feeding paths, not backward paths. So you can just replace by simply summing these two paths, G3 by G1 plus G2. That is the net resultant of the system, and you can reduce these two. So you can reduce or eliminate these two blocks and the summer block. So what will be the thing after reduction? You will get a new block. Also you can eliminate summer block. So all the things will be replaced. You are going to eliminate this block and this block and this summer block. Like this. This is the new block, and its value is just summing of the two path gains, G3 by G1 plus G2. So you, in the fifth step, you eliminated the parallel paths, or you eliminated the forward paths. Two forward paths were there, and you just summed these two forward paths to get a new block diagram. Now you can simply say what is R of s by G of s. Now you can simply say what is R of s by G of s. What is C of s by R of s. We actually want to find output by input. Output is C, input is R. C by R is nothing but two blocks are there in cascade form. Can you see? There is two blocks in cascade form. What is the output of cascade form? You have to just multiply. G1 by 1 plus G1H is the first cascade block, and the second block is G3 by G1 plus G2. You are going to multiply these two blocks. If you are interested, you can solve further. Anyhow, you have to cancel some terms and all by opening these brackets. Finally, you will get C by R. So, if you are interested, you can perform one or two additional steps for making the answer somewhat shorter. Now, it's a big answer. So, if you are interested, you can do some more calculation. Anyhow, this is the transfer function output by input C by R. So, here we almost applied 5 steps to reduce the bigger block diagram to a simple block diagram, and finally you obtain the C by R very simply. So, all the problems will not be this much simple. In the upcoming class, we have to deal some more problems. Anyhow, I think this is sufficient for attending some problems by yourself. You have to refer textbooks, simple textbooks like Nagorkani and all for doing this area. There are a lot of problems in Nagorkani. So, you have to develop some skill how to identify the complicated branches and how to eliminate the complexity. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in the next class. Bye bye.